Welcome everybody, and thank you very much for coming to this wonderful panel. We have a fantastic panel today. It's a panel to explore what is happening in AI, how AI is transforming organizations. I know that all of you have been reading all about AI all these years, and since 1 year, all these apocalyptic messages finally didn't come true. But what will be the transformation that our organizations will experience with AI? Well, it's not me who is going to answer this question, it's our fantastic panelists, and please welcome our panelists. We have César Velasco, the Innovation Director of AstraZeneca. We have Tatxo Benet, that is the CEO of the Mediapro. Gloria Macías-Lizaso, the partner of McKinsey. And these will be our panelists. Unfortunately, Marcus cannot come today, and Marcus sent us our excuses for not being able to come. So let's welcome our panelists. Please. Encantado. Muchas gracias. So thank you very much for sharing all these moments with us. My first question will be about the vision. We always say, well, AI is transforming organizations, transforming the fabric of organizations, but this changes a lot from one company to the other, from one sector to the other, depending on the competitive intensity of the sectors. What is your vision on how is your organization or the organizations that you know changing because of AI? Maybe you can start, Tatxo.
Yeah, well, the audiovisual sector is one of the sectors that probably has been transforming and will be transforming in the future more regarding with AI, okay? Well, first of all, let me thank you for inviting me. Moltes gràcies per portar-me aquí.
Gràcies a tu per venir.
Gràcies a tots per estar aquí. Thank you, all of you, for being here in Barcelona in this wonderful event. I think that AI is transforming our businesses from many years ago. It's not just something that started yesterday or the day before yesterday. It started many years ago. And not only on the inside of the company, on all the work that the holding is doing for the business, but also the business itself. We've been creating products that when we have commercialized using AI, I have some examples like Media Coach, Automatic TV. We've done AI Pro Clips, and I have some other notes here about that. And we have also pursue other projects in pattern detection, automatization of tagging for our audience analyst company. And we have offer all these products that we have created with the help of artificial intelligence to our clients. To make just an example, for example, Automatic TV, which is not very well known, it's something that we've been working for more than 15 years. And is a system, it's a product that we sell. And the system, by using AI, we are able to the television production of a football match or any other sport without the participants of any human. So you just put the machine, just put the software. You need someone to click to say on, and then the machine does all the production by itself. We've been working that for 15 years, and we have a product that's called Automatic TV, and this product is sold all over the world at this moment. Okay, so that's just an example how we have been using for many years artificial intelligence. Of course, the growth of AI in businesses like ours is growing exponentially. So there are many other, at this time, apart from those that I have said, there are many other products that have arrived, will arrive in the next days or so, and will arrive in the next years. So, and that will change a lot our industry. But maybe we can talk that later. Otherwise, I will start talking and I will not stop. Sorry about that.
Oh, thank you so much, Tatxo. Gloria is an old friend from Esade and has been here with us for so many years. And probably of all of us, she's the one who knows better what is the impact of AI because he is in contact with so many organizations. And also, I only read all your reports, and it's a full-time job.
Yes, it's a full-time job. I don't have time to read all of them either. No, but I think we're very excited about the generative AI. We've been working on, I mean, the AI, as you said, it's been around for many years. I think, like the first time we started actually having this as a service line within McKinsey was probably, 12, 14 years ago. But I think there's a lot of differences between what happened then and what is happening now. So if we try to compare the two times, when artificial intelligence started being, let's say, mainstream in all of the organizations, one of the challenges that people had was we don't have the talent. First of all, we don't have, data scientists, data engineers. We actually don't have business people that are able to understand how we're going to use it. And this is something that, over the years, we've been able to, all the organizations have more or less been able to catch up with. So that barrier is already solved. Also, you could go to clients 12, 14 years ago to talk about this, and it was like, yeah, but, how do I do it? It was a starting greenfield. And now you go to it's very, very difficult to go to an organization that is not at least doing some pilots or is not at least doing some experiments. So I think the rate of adoption is much faster. And I think one of the main differences for me is also that, 10 years ago, you had to develop the models. So there was a lot of weight on the technical side. But now the technology is almost at your fingertips with any of the tools that you use in your day-to-day. So it's something that it's moving from being more something that only some people use to things that everybody can use. And with that, it's becoming much faster mainstream, but it's also bringing some challenges. So some of the challenges or things why we see this different is that, again, 10, 12 years ago, if you take any person whose work was being enabled by AI, his work didn't really change, or her work didn't really change. It just had more intelligence being fed into it. Let me give you an example. So you were, like a marketing director that was trying to make a campaign, and you could do now a model that would tell you, what is the thing that you need to propose. But your work, and this was being given to you, but your work in designing the campaign actually was not changing. Now it's actually changing because you have an assistant, a copilot, whatever you want to call it, that will actually develop the campaign for you. And you need to put your knowledge on top of that. But what you do on your day-to-day is changing, which didn't change before. And this for us creates an amazing opportunity for everybody to upskill themselves, but also, from organization, a much higher challenge in the terms of adoption, because you really need to be able to change every single person. And a lot of the benefits is, from, I don't know what type of productivity tools you use, but probably, that I use 10% of what Outlook actually offers me. And if I could offer all the Gen AI capabilities that Outlook offers me, I would be much more productive. And the same thing if you use Salesforce, if you use ServiceNow, if you use also, there's so many things that every single person now has at the fingertips that before, it was not affecting your job as much as it is now, and you need to have an opportunity. So that's the first big challenge or big change that we see in the organizations where they're thinking about this. Experimenting is fine, but how do I change how every single person in my organization work to benefit from these things that are already there that I don't need to develop? And then the second one is that when you use that, you need to also upskill your people on their own disciplines. So for example, if you're a lawyer, now you can get Gen AI to help you draft contracts. But you still need to review the contract. So unless you are a very good lawyer, you are not able to add value to what the copilot is telling you. Or if you are, a procurement director, you can also use this to write your RFP, or you are a pre-sales person, you can use this to answer proposals. But you need to have very good people to be able to add value on top of that. So you also need to upskill all your workforce in their own disciplines, whether it's marketing, whether it's legal. So it's not only now about upskilling people on the technical area, but also on their traditional disciplines.
Wonderful. César, you are the innovation director of AstraZeneca, and people of my age probably owe companies like you our lives, because if not, we wouldn't be here. The promise is that it's going to change pharma and bio. Is that true? Completely.
It is true. It is transforming bio, and it is transforming biopharmas, especially the ones that are more innovative, in a way that is similar to a bike. 2 wheels, front wheel, back wheel. I like to compare the back wheel as the R&D, how we develop innovative products and innovative medicines, and the front wheel, what do we do to create solutions, healthcare innovative solutions to transform healthcare systems. And in those both wheels, AI has a huge impact, both in things that we've been doing before that we can do faster now, and things that we couldn't do before that we can do now, thanks to AI. For example, in the back wheel, we can find new targets for new molecules. We can detect specific genomic targets for rare diseases that were not known before, because we can do multimodal analysis. We can merge different databases coming from clinical medical records, but also genomics, metabolomics, environmental data. And when we connect those databases, we can learn how the human body works and how our molecules work in a faster way. And we can develop our solutions faster. What's happening in the front wheel? Well, when you're riding a bike, and I am sure that everybody in the room has either had a bike or kids with bikes, imagine a bike with a super big and strong and with a huge inertia back wheel. A lot of products, a lot of innovation, a lot of disruptive innovation. What happens with the front wheel? If you don't have a front wheel that is huge, that is big enough, that is able to read what is happening in the healthcare system, supporting healthcare systems to adopt the innovation that is coming, you would be lost. You would lose track of the way. So what we are developing there are solutions to help our healthcare systems adopt innovation better and faster and be more sustainable. Voice recognition to identify heart failure 15 days before the patient needs hospitalization.
Wow.
We are doing EKG, electrocardiogram, image recognition, where we can help clinicians identify diseases that are not detectable from the human side. This meaning not even a cardiologist or a specialist in primary healthcare could detect amyloidosis or heart failure in early stages in EKG, and we can support the decision making by doing that. And last but not the least, we are also using speech chatbot in order to complement nursing, in order to complement this follow-up to patients beyond the walls of a healthcare center, merging this connection with the patient, also being able to connect with patient outcomes, questionnaires, and merging this data directly in the clinical medical records. Those are the kind of projects we are doing in the front wheel, in the back wheel, and for that we need to transform ourselves in order to be prepared. As you were saying, we need to learn new capabilities, new skills, and we are just doing this journey with AstraZeneca right now.
Thank you so much, César. It's impressive. I know that you all three are working in very secretive projects that nobody knows about.
I can explain all of them if you want.
That's why I wanted. Maybe you can explain one of these secret projects. I know you have one with
We don't have
Microsoft.
secret projects, yeah, but I can explain you. I can explain you I explained you what we did in the past, and what the new AI it's allowing us to do, and it's no secret. First thing is we're working with now a lot things that we are already doing and things that are sometimes already done. First thing, we are working on making, as I said, sports or mainly football highlights with AI. So the machine learns, and they do the 5-minute highlight of a football match on its own without any human intervention. The other thing we're working is in voice, in cloning voice. So sorry, I have an example very nice that was me speaking in Arabian and in Chinese, very fluently. All my friends, all my Arab and Chinese friends were so amazed when I was sending the text by me. You say you have an incredible accent. It's fantastic. And we're working on that cloning voices, mainly because we are, for instance, we are the producers of, among others, the Spanish Football League. We send highlights of the Spanish Football League to the whole world. So we have to send highlights in different languages. So we could use the voice of the official narrators of any football match in Alemania and clone his voice to use it here for sending the highlights to them with their own voice. And also the last one, it's very, the last one of dealing with voices, it's very interesting. What we did, and all these, let's be truthful, we are doing all these in a lab that we have created, we have together with Microsoft. So we have an AI lab in Barcelona, and we have an agreement for cooperation in this lab with Microsoft. So we're using resources of Microsoft in China and United States to help us to do all that. And the last one is we take a football, like a 10-second football goal, for instance, and in images, and we explain to the machine what is happening in this 10-second except, and then the machine creates a voice according to what you have told them that is happening in the screen, and you can tell them you have to narrate that, and in English, and with the style of BBC or with the style of Sky UK. So, because the style of the narrators in Spain, in England, in Italy are completely different. So the machine then creates the voice. We clone the voice of some commentator, some narrator, and we use this cloning voice in order to narrate the voice, to narrate the play on the style of Sky UK or in the style of TF1 in France, whatever. Okay. So this is one of the fields that we are working. This is no secret. We have presented this, and it's wonderful, and it's going to be very useful in the future in our sector.
That's really exciting. Gloria, I know that you have also lots of projects and you are going to change consulting forever.
Yeah, hopefully.
Can you tell us something about them?
So I think, when we were obviously very excited with this, and we had thousands, I was going to say hundreds, but we actually had thousands of ideas on how we could use this to change our day-to-day work. But then, we try to apply our own recipe a little bit internally, which is let's really go for things that create value and things that will be able to scale versus, having a lot of POCs, that pilots that will be very, very interesting from an intellectual point of view, but really not useful. So we focused on, what is it that we do? And actually what we do is very simple. The only thing we do is knowledge management, right? So we learn some things and we try to, get those insights to other companies and to other clients. And in order to do that, we used to have a very comprehensive knowledge management system where we had a lot of sanitized information from previous projects that we have done, or like trends in the industry. We also had access to public data sources that we could be subscribed, like if you want to say like software trends or IT trends or Gartner or whatever. And what we've done, and accessing all of those sources was a painful process because you have to go through an intranet. You had to put some keywords, which sometimes like they were right or they were wrong. You got access to a lot of information, to a lot of documents, and you have to go through all of them to try to say which is useful, what is not useful, and try to come up with something. So what we've done now, it's a virtual assistant for us, and everybody's using this. So it's available for all of McKinsey employees, which is called Lily. And now it's an interface where you can say, I'm going to talk Gen AI in Esade, and I'm going to be with someone from pharma and with someone from media. What would be interesting examples to bring to them? And it actually writes a script for me. and then it tells me which are the documents where it has sourced the data from. So if I say actually, like this solution, specific solution, for doing clinical trials is very interesting and I want to know more, I can immediately just click on that and it brings me to that. And also I can ask, who are the experts that I should be talking to for this topic. So it's really changing the way we can access all of our knowledge, making it much easier, much faster, and also, therefore being able to bring it faster to our clients. And I think, for us, that's, like our most important underlying process, and that's what we're ready to transform. So we launched the first one of this, I think it was like around September, October last year. We developed it relatively quickly, and now we are just having, continuous releases. So now it's already starting, as we said before, helping us to write proposals and helping us integrate some of the assets that we have. So it's really working very fast, but also we're trying to launch it quickly and make sure people use it so that we can integrate the feedback on what is most useful for people.
Gloria, that's impressive. Can I borrow it for my classes? César, I sure you have a pet project that for you is probably more interesting. You had it tell us some of your projects, but I'm sure that you have a pet one that is really...
I like to say we have some secret projects and one secret sauce that I think I will reveal in the end. First of all, what we are trying to do is bringing artificial intelligence at its most in order to develop what we do good or we do better. For example, accelerating clinical trials, bringing digital capacity in order to be faster, delivering science faster, which is something that is really worrying, knowing how is chronicity and how some chronic diseases are really making an impact on society. And for that, we are using conventional AI, AI that was available 5 years ago. But we're also starting to use generative AI. We're using neural network models in order to predict how proteins are shaped. And everyone knows about AlphaFold and how AlphaFold was helping the industry during COVID and lately also looking for new therapeutical targets. We are also using it for safety in order to work on the frontiers of how we can make our drugs safer and also how we can select which drugs need to go into clinical trial because they are predictable. We know that they will be safer. But what I think is more special about what we are doing with AI is not on the realm of R&D, it's on the realm of how it impacts patients on the front wheel of the bike. And it is how we are doing personalized medicine, how we are trying to understand which patients benefit the most out of our treatments, out of the specific treatments that are better for a patient, when, why, and who is going to need to receive innovative treatments in order to make them more impactful for their lives, in order to prevent secondary effects before they happen. And this is something that is happening now. This is something that is being part of how we do science. In fact, me as a doctor, I remember New England Journal of Medicine as a house of methodology. I am an epidemiologist myself, so publishing a clinical trial in New England was top. It continues being top. But New England did something, never opened a vertical. There is JAMA Neuro, there is BMG Infectious Diseases, but there is no New England Journal anything. It was only New England Journal of Medicine. 3 months ago, they announced New England Journal of Medicine Artificial Intelligence as the first vertical in history for this journal, and this is a clear message for all of us. So what is the secret sauce? The secret sauce is you. We are doing open innovation in order to bring AI to our capacity, working with startups, working with academical entities, working with foundations, consortiums, and working with different stakeholders that can bring knowledge into our global hubs of R&D and also into our company in the day-to-day development of innovation. So yeah, happy to say you're part of the secret sauce of AstraZeneca when it comes to innovate with artificial intelligence.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, there is a lot of anxiety about jobs and in academia we use this framework of automation and augmentation. Automation means replacement, augmentation means more productivity, and so on. So that means not necessarily replacement. How is in your sector this job problem or this job anxiety? Tatxo, I know that there is a TV that the anchors are already virtual. It's a 24-hour TV or something like that in many languages, Arabic too.
I think there was a IMF who said that 40% of the jobs will be impacted by that artificial intelligence. And the audiovisual sector will be one of the most impacted about that. It's difficult to say how much will it, but I think that a lot. If you look at the examples that we have now, how we are using AI, how we're using virtual reality and all that, it gives you a sense that how the future can be. In our sector, in audiovisual sector, the next huge step is the AI production, the virtual production. It's already happening. We opened 2-3 years ago different studios with virtual reality. That means that you have a studio, and the only thing you have in the studio is a huge screen, like 10 times this screen, with a much better quality of image. And then you create in this image the perception of a stage, being the stage outside or inside. So you can create the whole desert, and you think you're in the desert, or you can create an office, you can create whatever. So we have already produced one film only inside a studio. So they never left the studio. They never went to any place to shoot any image or anything at all. And the director and even the photography director was so happy. They were very happy. That changes completely the way that the movies are produced. A production of a movie, I don't know if you have ever been in a production of a movie, is something very chaotic with a lot of people going from one place to the other. You have to go to take a shot to the top of the hill in El Tibidabo. There is 5 people that have lost or the taxi has not arrived to their home to pick them up. Another is whatever, so you wanted to start at 10 o'clock and you finally start at 12 o'clock. So you have to finalize at 5 o'clock, but you needed 8 hours of shooting and you can only get 5 because the sound is down and you cannot keep on shooting. But if you think now, you go to a studio and you go to an office. You go at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, everybody arrives to the studio. No problem of taking taxis from one to the other. No problem of going to a far mountain to do. You go to studio 9 o'clock in the morning. You even can click to get your stamp. You work there for 7-8 hours, and then you go home. So it's a completely different thing. And if someone says this will not affect, this will affect, there will be some jobs that will be affected, of course. This is a much more efficient way of producing. And if it's efficient, that means that's cheaper. And mainly cheaper in a case like that, how you save money. You save money that you don't have to build big stages. There will be someone that will create them, and that will be cheaper and cheaper. And you'll need less money to be spent on transporting people and material all over, and the dynamics that all these things. And also, you will save on the people that was in charge of doing all this. So this is an example of how it can go, and people will have to. But this is a dynamic that has happened all over the humanity. Okay, the humanity has always tried to save jobs, but the same concept of saving jobs have created the demand of other jobs. So we have to look at it on that way. But the future of our sector going to that is that the near future is that more and more films, especially now, more and more commercials, for instance. There was a joke like says that there was a commercial producer that said that he needed a shot of 2 seconds of a beach, so he sent a whole crew of 15 to 20 people to Barbados to shot the 3 second. It's true. I mean, if you know the commercial, if you know the advertising world, that's how it was working till very short time. Now, a lot of commercials are shooting on these virtual studios. More and more films will be shot in these virtual studios. And I leave you something here. So this is a kind of hybrid way, because you have a virtual studio, but you have real actors. Next step maybe is changing the real actors by virtual actors. That's something that might happen, but this will be a huge step. Okay.
Gloria, all our students want to go to McKinsey. Will they have jobs in McKinsey?
Don't let them go. Don't let them go. They work too much.
No, I actually think that like this is the question that everybody asks, like, what's going to be the impact on jobs? And like I do think that it's a little bit of a fake discussion, because it's a much more complex issue. And I think like if we are more productive, I will have much more time to watch movies. So you need to be able to produce more movies. And also, like I actually want you to be much more productive to solve all of the diseases that are unsolved. So it's actually a great opportunity, right, to move humanity forward. And when you think about it, we talked a lot about green tech and the green transition. I was reading one of our reports recently that I had time to read that one. And it's going to destroy 6 million jobs, and it's going to create 10 million jobs. But no one talks about that. So again, there's a lot of jobs that are going to be phased out because fossil fuels, no one is going to be working there. Actually, you're going to have a lot of people working in green tech, etc. So as you said, there are going to be a lot of things that are going to probably fade out, and then things that will open up. And it has happened, as you said, forever. So I think we need to capture that opportunity. Obviously, there would be some readjustment, because people will need to learn how to shoot with new technologies. People will need to work with new molecules. But this re-skilling has always happened. And I think for us in McKinsey, it has always happened for bad or good. And obviously, everybody has its own opinion. We always had to be one step ahead of the client. So if you think, like what I was doing 20 years ago, it has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. So we've always have had to be, like re-skilling ourselves. And that's the same thing we're doing now. And that's, I think, what everybody needs to do because the opportunity is there. I think the demand from, like more medicine, more content, more media is there. And if we are more productive, we will be able to actually make it in a more efficient way, make it cheaper for everybody to enjoy, and that will still foster demand even further.
Thank you so much. César, I think it's easier because our appetite for drugs is almost infinite. So that's not a big problem, or it is.
So I think there is always a challenge when evolution comes. And evolution always comes with technology, but also with the human aspect of technology. Of course, there is a huge chronicity. We live longer, but we live with comorbidity. We are getting bigger and bigger as a society, but doctors are scarce and resources are scarce. So there is a huge need. Now, how we can meet that need from the evolution of artificial intelligence plus the human factor, which is quite important. What I see is that any of you, we are patients. We've been patients and we will be patients. And we go to our medical doctor. You have a doubt about a medication or a diagnosis or a prognosis. And what do? They open laptop, screen towards them, not towards you, and they look for information to confirm, to verify. Where do they look for this information? What do you think? Mostly in Google.
Yeah.
Like this is it. Google is not a validated tool to look for clinical information. Now, GPT is coming super fast. I saw yesterday some medical doctors in 4 years from now were sharing GPTs done with clinical guidelines by themselves. Is that right? Is that wrong? Is that a new capability for a medical doctor? Is that something that public admins should be doing for medical doctors in order for them to have tools in order to verify information from a more curated way? Google never had the CE mark. It's not regulated to look for medical information. Are we going to ask regulation and validation of AI tools for clinical doctors' use and now transpose that to your own lives? Can you use these kind of tools in order to improve your health? Can you use your medical information, your medical records with an artificial intelligence generative AI tool that is trained in order to let you know which is the diagnosis that you're looking for? Maybe you can. How is that gonna disrupt the healthcare system, and how is that gonna meet the need of the healthcare system, which is huge due to chronicity and elderly? I don't know. What I know is that we need to be part of it, and we need to be more technological and also more human when we are doing this evolution.
Thank you so much. One last question. We almost don't have any more time, so only 30 seconds each one. How do you see your field 4 years from now?
Well, from 4 years from now, as I told you, I think that there will be more and more content produced on virtual, and we have to see how these new tools, name was Sora, I don't remember the name exactly, Sora. That's going to be a huge revolution, especially for producing content. Especially, I think it's going to impact a lot very quickly to the to the cartoons, films, and all that, because it will be very easy to produce, very cheap. So, but I suppose that also the guilds and the writers, the unions, all that will take a lot of care of that not happening. So, but anyway, I think that there will be more and more virtual reality events and films and production, and more impact of AI on the things that we will see on the screen.
Thank you. Gloria?
So maybe to make the joke, so everybody says that consultants just do slides. So in 4 years from now, I hope that there will probably still be slides, but hopefully we will not be the ones doing them.
Thank you.
Very nice.
César?
So I see the biomedical and the healthcare sector as a bike that is able to ride at the velocity that we need it to ride. I see a back wheel with new medicines that are developed with AI in a faster way, in a better way. And I also see a front wheel where healthcare system is able to be more sustainable in order to be more, to cover patients' needs. And I see there scientists, professionals, and of course patients riding this bike in a more efficient way and with more value to society.
Thank you so much, César.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we don't have more time. Let's thank you all our panel for all these insights.
Thank you very much for inviting us.